And you gonna murder this one and murder that one. Talking all that bullshit. I'm gonna put it to you like this, yo.
This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me, I bet you wish you was me, I know it, I know.
What is poppin', everybody? And welcome back to another special episode of the Only Friends podcast. Well, you know, it's me and my only friends, which includes, but is not limited to, this asshole that keeps playing Magic on air every goddamn day, Landy.
I tried to get it done before the
I was going to say,
countdown.
like, shouldn't throw it to him while he's playing Magic. But maybe
well, I mean,
we should.
no,
should we
no,
shame
we
him?
gotta
We just shame him?
Yeah.
Shame.
All right,
Yeah,
shame.
I think I feel shame.
Shame.
What is that from?
Shame.
It's from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Okay, no. The only way I know is from the Vegas Golden Knights games.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
when they go to the
right.
box.
Sure.
yeah.
Shame.
But they got that from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Oh, they shamed the box. See, look, the game's over. I lost. I got cooked. It's over. You know.
You starting a new one, or
No.
we're done? We're done
No,
for
we're
the
done.
next hour and a half.
Yeah.
What is it about the window of time between driving here and the show starting that makes you want to play Magic? Like,
It's
why
not just-
that window?
It's not just that window. Hey, man, during the car ride here, we had a
It's
great
called
conversation.
ADD.
No, we didn't have a great conversation. You tried to rattle off a hand history while also texting two other people about said hand history, and I got like a quarter of the details. Pretty sure it started with hijack versus button, and it ended up being button versus big blind.
It was hijack big blind, so you were close. Maybe you have hearing issues.
You might not have been listening. I actually heard this one.
I was listening,
Selective
bro.
hearing.
See,
I mean,
trust
but no,
me,
but like, you know
trust
what? Like,
me.
this is something that he does every time of the hyperbolicness of the. You were doing 5 different things at once while Conrad, an
What?
astute listener, heard everything.
Conrad heard the third version of the hand history.
It was all one version.
No. It started when we were in the kitchen, and it ended when we were on like.
If that's true, then I did hear the third version.
It didn't start in the kitchen.
Yes, it did. It absolutely did. And it ended when we got to Russell and Rainbow. Longest goddamn hand history ever. You know how many lights we hit, Tortoise? You understand. You were late.
I was late.
Look
yeah.
at him laugh and
Fucking-
smile to try to get the approval of the group. I know
It's
what
like
you-
goddamn Mario Kart out there in Vegas. There's
I know what
cones
he's
everywhere,
doing.
banana peels all over the road.
The,
Fuck.
the 215 is like
Fuck, yeah.
undrivable right now. For whatever reason, I don't understand. I mean, growing up in Pittsburgh, you think I would get it.
Right.
Look, I understand.
28 is
construction-
forever in construction.
Right. Construction for the sake of construction, I get it. But we have weather in Pittsburgh.
Right.
So therefore, we have potholes.
Right.
So if it's just a never-ending slew of pothole filling, I understand. I'm not
Well, we
happy
have an
about it.
invasion of Californians, so we need to keep expanding the roads.
No, it just doesn't make sense. The 215 in the last 10 days shut down the far right lane where like the exits would be merging onto the highway and seemingly did nothing. It was just shut down for like days. I didn't see any changes. And then, wait, but no, here's where they fucked me. So I'm smart, you know, and I tested this theory.
Smart.
I realized
and
that
he
was
hears things really well.
I realized that was the shutdown lane. So now when I would come off of the Buffalo exit to get on 215, I go far left. The wide, you know what I mean? Because they're all gradually merging over. So we zipped through it. I counted it. I was 52 cars ahead of if I had stayed in the middle
No
lane.
fucking way. You
Swear
didn't
to
just
God.
make this
Swear to
fucking
God.
number up.
I didn't make it up. I counted. Between the Buffalo exit and the 15 exit, I was 52 cars further ahead than if I had stayed one lane to the right.
Well, hey.
Might have been 100 if I had been in the far right. So of course, 2 days ago, I'm in a rush to get down to the Bellagio. And I was like, I know this trick. These motherfuckers. I'm going to get in the far. So I like get far. But for some reason, traffic's really backed up. And I'm like, this is strange. Like, what's going on here? They had shut down the far left lane.
they got you. Got.
I got fucked bad.
They got to switch it every once in a while to keep you on your toes.
There's probably an announcement, but you didn't hear
Keep
it.
people like you, guessing.
And to make matters worse, now that the far left is shut down, there's no hack because now you have traffic from the left merging right.
Exactly.
And you have the people coming on the on-ramp merging left.
They're all just converging.
yeah,
into
it's
one
just all
point.
converging into one giant blob.
Yeah.
These assholes out here too that like
Nobody knows the zipper method.
What's the zipper method?
When
you go, I go. You go, I go. And you all
Correct.
come in like this, and then it's a nice flow of traffic.
These
Instead, it's
assholes
like-
out here, LeMan.
Yeah. Oh, it's helping man for themselves out here, Berkey. Let me tell you.
Assholes. they live in some like world where they think that if they get close enough to the car in front of them, absolutely nobody shall pass.
Right.
Let me tell you who is the somebody who shall pass. The fucking idiot driving way too expensive of a car that I know you won't hit.
Listen,
I just keep driving until they stop.
I don't want to say it's emboldened Trump supporters, but it's always a big dude in a giant truck with a flag, and I'm just like, wow, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck anymore. They're just like, I'm just taking over the whole road.
They do give a fuck though. When you threaten them with a bumper-to-bumper collision, they stop. I can assure. Now they honk.
Oh yeah.
And they flip you off, but they goddamn stop and let you. I've been doing this for months now, where the 215 turns into the 15 because for whatever reason Tropicana's never going to get finished.
Yeah.
Obviously. so the way that it works is like it's a single lane merging into a single lane to get onto the 15, but there's like a very wide shoulder that's probably the equivalent of 2 or 3 lanes. Now, I'm the asshole. I'll admit. I am the asshole. I don't just sit in this single lane and wait in line. That's retarded.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we don't have all day.
We're so back.
So we're so back. So I swoop out to the far right, and then I just zipper it in.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I go, you go. I go, you go.
Right.
Until I'm in, and then there's always one asshole who knows what I'm doing.
Right.
And it's like, I'm going to put an end to this.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the guy that does not let you in. It's like, buddy, I'm just going to keep moving forward.
Right.
And if you run into me,
Right.
call your insurance.
Right.
We're going to have a problem.
You're ready to pay.
I don't. This is a
When I-
lease.
when I
I don't
get-
give a fuck.
Right. When I get in that far lane, and then I come in, and then I always let the other
coming
person.
in!
Somebody else is coming in. Like I'm like, well, I did it. I gotta let them in.
Of course.
Right.
Very reasonable.
yes.
You guys
For
actually
sure.
don't understand. Berkey really doesn't give a fuck. He literally took a curb the other day.
Oh, it's not like the way he's explaining it, but
He took a-
he's
Oh,
it's
not.
not?
He's not entirely wrong.
Maybe you didn't listen.
We were coming home, and there's on Rainbow, it's like a four lane highway or whatever, and then there's a lane to turn that at the light of I think it's not Russell Sunset and Rainbow, traffic gets like super backed up. So you take the right on Sunset and you get in the far turning lane. This fucking car just decides that he's going to come out of a shopping center and just like, block off this turning lane for no good goddamn reason. No one's moving.
Right.
Like you had, no one was going to stop you from getting out into traffic. So he leaves just about a car length space between his bumper and the curb. So I'm like, well, if I go slow enough, I think I can just like retch myself right up on the sidewalk. And I did. And it was no problem. And we just moseyed right on along. I don't know why he's making such a big deal about it.
Right.
Because, I wouldn't take my fucking $150,000 car and just go on a sidewalk. I'm like, oh, let me just go off this thing. Especially when you just got it back a week ago, because the fucking
That's why
frame
it's always in the
underneath,
shop.
the frame underneath was like cracked or something along those lines.
wonder how that happened.
You wonder fucking why.
I know. I told
He
you how
tried
it
that
happened.
already, but he went too fast.
No, that was totally an act of God. Actually, it wasn't even an act of God. I got sabotaged. I did. It was payback.
God
It was
sabotaged you.
payback for all the zipper methods
Yeah.
that I've performed.
Right.
It was a very stormy night. There was
Dark and stormy.
It was the same thing. I was on Rainbow, and I was in the middle lane, and I wanted to get over to the right lane so I could get into the turning lane eventually. And as I was pulling into the right lane, the car in front of me was pulling into my lane. I didn't think anything of it. I just figured, hey, we both wanted the lane switch at the same time. Oh no, my friend. There was a fucking boulder in the middle of that lane that I had no time to react to.
Oh,
and I
boy.
just went bump.
Yeah.
A boulder.
Yeah. It did a little bit of a number on the internet, but we're fine now. We're
We'll be
fine.
all right. We'll be all right.
And hey, it's not my car.
That's what I said. It's a lease. It's a lease. Yeah.
It's someone else's problem down the line.
Yeah, your insurance company.
Well, that's my problem.
Yeah,
They
that might
jacked-
be your problem.
Yeah, they jacked me up.
Yeah.
Good.
They got you?
I mean, insurance goes up month over month in Vegas anyway.
It's insanity.
It's got to be the worst place for medical, for any sort of insurance.
So,
it's just like
quick,
awful.
Quick story about insurance here. My car was like, I think I started off at maybe like $300 or like, I'm sorry, it was like $160 a month. Over 2 years, I was staying with the same company. It was, I want to say it was $530 at the end. I never got a ticket or anything. I went to go change my insurance, started paying fucking $86 a month.
Yeah, that's the hack. You have to like just cycle through all the different agencies like once a year. You know, just be like, Geico's really been sticking the screws to me. What do you got, Liberty Mutual? Like, we have Liberty Emu.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, get me on it.
Yeah, it's fucking insanity what they do. And like, I guess there's just like taking advantage of laziness when it comes down to it.
I don't think it's just that. I mean, I think like, you know, a lot of the inflated prices come from how bad the drivers are out here. Like, I don't know what the accident rate is, but I'm sure I know it's high enough that the police won't respond unless there's like an injury.
Have you been in a car accident here in Las Vegas?
Only no. I mean the short answer is no. I've been in
like a fender
bender,
right?
like just like no damage done. Really.
Or just you and the other person were like, all right, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, so I thought. Later, that same guy sued my insurance company and said that he had whiplash and all this other stuff. It was so brutal. So I was backing out of my driveway, and he was in Uber backing out of the neighbor's driveway at the same time.
Oh,
and we collided.
I forgot about that.
We collided going like 1 mile an hour. And there was like very small cosmetic damage done to both cars. Like,
But whiplash, though.
like scratches in the bumper.
I thought you were talking about your Mazda. Didn't you get in a...
I scraped the hood of my car. I like going 0 miles an hour. I hit a toe. What's it called? The toe piece.
It was another intervention from God.
Right.
Yeah. The tow hitch.
Yeah.
There was a tow hitch of like a Jeep in front of me that I got too close to. But so I was, we hit each other going like 0 miles an hour, got out. There wasn't even a question of like, are you okay? It was just like, do you want to turn this into the insurance or not? And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay, let's exchange info. And like an idiot, I should know, but this is like my Pennsylvania
niceness.
Yeah. Like
right.
Instead of being like, okay, like, show me your insurance card, I'll take a picture of it. Solid chance this guy didn't have insurance.
Yeah.
Like high probability.
Yeah.
He was an Uber driver.
Yeah, so maybe he has to, I guess. But
you would think, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you can just let that shit lapse. How much due diligence is Uber doing? But anyway.
So let me guess. You gave info he didn't.
Yeah, he texts me, and I reply, and he's like, what's your info? And I send him a screenshot of my insurance card. And I go, what's yours? And I never heard from him again. And I'm like, okay, like, what's the big deal? So I called my insurance and turned it in, knowing that he had my info and was probably going to turn it in. And then like 9 months later, I get an email from my insurance saying that they're settling out of court for $100,000.
What?
For his medical.
He got $100,000?
Yeah. And like they didn't even attempt to fight it. They didn't ask me what happened. They just like, this is just like something insurance companies do. They just like pay out of pocket quickly. This is why ambulance chasers exist.
Yeah.
Because you can just file a claim against an insurance company.
That's why so many billboards are up with these injury lawyers.
The sick thing is
Conrad's
our neighbor's ring cam caught the whole thing, but the footage erases like every 6 months.
Yeah.
So enough time had elapsed where I couldn't even get the fucking footage.
I can't believe they just pay out $100,000 without like ever even talking
No
to
due
you
diligence
or
at all.
asking you, hey,
Literally
what happened?
None.
How high did your insurance go after that?
It went up a bit. I want to. I mean, it was already
$100,000.
It was already really high. I think I pay like $5,000 a year, and it went up to like $6,500.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like stupid.
My God, that's so fucking annoying, man. I can't believe I didn't know that they paid him out.
Oh yeah, like no hesitation. I mean,
God, that's so annoying. How do I get my hands on a car to do that?
Bro, that's wild.
What the fuck?
yeah.
I mean, I have a
It's
friend.
like such a racket.
I had a friend
so
that
dumb.
literally got an insurance payment from a car accident like once a year. Like every time he got into a bunch of car accidents, always just said he was injured, had an ambulance chasing fucking attorney, and immediately would have like $150 a year from car
And that's the thing,
accidents.
like they don't do due diligence, so like you can't even you can't even go after like the reoccurring offender. You know, like you can't put an end to it. You just let them exploit the fucking system
It
over
just
and
keeps
over
going,
again.
going.
And that's literally, if I was driving a Civic, this would have never happened.
Easy.
Why?
I assume maybe it would have still happened, but the threshold or whatever, I imagine, is generally lower. Like, it's probably likely that I just have liability if I'm driving like an older Civic or something like that instead of full coverage. So suing my insurance wouldn't do anything. You would end up having to sue me. And it's like, well, I'm driving a Civic, so what are you going to get? Kind of thing. No offense to Civic drivers out there, but like...
Obviously, when they see you're in like $100,000 car, they're just like, it's way more likely.
Yeah, it's like either he has full insurance or I can sue him directly and I'm going to make something off of it.
Right. It's like they say people like jump out in front of like Mercedes and shit.
Yeah. I've always been very conscientious of that living here. Like, because it
was a thing for a while where people were literally committing suicide by jumping out in front of cars.
Yeah, especially in Vegas where it's like no one has anything to live for out here.
Jesus Christ.
That's just not a smart way to off yourself. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to take it down that road, but
because like you don't
jump in front of a car. It's more likely that you just get maimed or you just
Well, here's the thing. It's one or the other. Either you're going to get an insurance payment or it's
Maybe.
over.
Well, no, you're not going to get an insurance payment because you jumped out in front of this thing.
Oh, trust me.
Trust
me,
you hear
buddy.
the story that just fucking took place?
I'm pretty sure that like the driver going 55 down Trop isn't going to be able to claim like, yeah, this guy just fucking jumped out in front of me.
Well, that's what I think they do. They jump
Never
out,
saw him coming.
They don't jump out in front of cars going 25. They jump out in front of cars going 65 where they probably just don't have a chance.
Or a bus. You've heard about the story about the guy who jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and survived?
Yes.
Oh,
This is a long time ago. He's like a motivational speaker now.
It's unbelievable.
Wow. I think I'm pretty sure he paralyzed himself.
He said he really wanted to, kill himself for so long, and as soon as he jumped,
he regretted it.
like the most like regretful feeling came over his body. Like,
crazy thing. Humans are resilient.
Right.
They don't want to die.
Right. But just like, oh God, what a feeling.
Yeah.
And somehow he
I'm
survives.
going to sound like an idiot here, but Golden Gate Bridge, there's water under.
Yes.
Yeah, but it may as well be pavement. It's
so
I don't know
high.
how high up it is.
It's
but
so
it's
high up that
it's like 10 stories. Or
I think it's like
something
second
that.
to
Maybe
George
more.
Washington Bridge.
Yeah.
I think, or
you
something
hit that.
along those lines.
Yeah, it's
like hitting
it's
pavement.
literally a miracle that he survived.
Yeah.
When you hit that water,
It's like hitting pavement.
Yeah, it's literally hitting
Yeah.
rocks.
Yeah.
And he's alive.
Yeah.
He lives to tell the story. Now he's a motivational speaker.
Now he's telling you to take the leap.
Wait, you want me to leap?
Sorry, I'm getting a text from Barber. He's unavailable today.
Oh man.
Hang on.
Connie, instead
I guess
of
we're gonna have
doing-
to just keep talking about traffic till the end of
we got it.
We've become those people where it's like, the traffic today is really bad. Did you see the weather, Berk? It's just very cold out there.
Freezing.
Wait, speaking about the weather, we didn't. We didn't get to talk about it yesterday. But how there's fucking snow everywhere
Yeah. Oh yeah.
because we didn't have the pod.
Right.
There's like 6 inches of snow, or it might even be more than that now in New Orleans.
Right.
Last time I saw that was like 1837.
I didn't even get to make my Taylor Swift snow on the beach joke.
I saw so many.
Well, we might have gotten some of it through. So, for anybody who's unfamiliar, yesterday we lost the show due to an internet outage. But we did get like 20 minutes of the show in where we discussed a few things that we can revisit. Now, it's up on our page for members only.
Right.
That's not because we're some elitist pricks. It's just more so like for the
We're elitist pricks for other reasons.
Yeah, for way other reasons. But it's more so for the algorithm where it's like I don't want to keep a public video that just gets cut off 20 minutes in. That's just like not going to be good for
Bad for morale.
anybody.
Yeah.
Basically a lost episode,
Yeah, that's
You
what
pay
I
us
have
money.
it. That's what I have it
Right.
labeled as.
Yeah, but if
Really?
you're a member, you can watch it. There's some gold in there
There's
too.
some
Let me
real
tell you,
gold.
there
there's
really
some
is.
some great jokes going around
There's
about.
some good gold in there.
But yeah, the Panhandle seems to be getting crushed. There was snow in Florida, snow in New Orleans, snow in Texas, I believe,
You know why, right?
because we renamed the Gulf of Mexico Gulf of America.
Exactly.
Yes.
Did we actually rename it? Like, is that
Yes.
official?
Yeah.
He signed an executive order.
You know why?
No.
Because there was some type of bill or something that we couldn't drill in the Gulf of Mexico. Mm-hmm. So you change the fucking name. You can drill wherever you want.
It can't be that easy.
It
It's
might
that
be. It
fucking
really
easy,
like
bro.
the world is weird. So like,
He just got Russ. He just pardoned Russ Albrecht, who was supposed to be in jail for life.
Yeah.
I mean, that was ridiculous.
No, of course,
Like, he should not be in jail for
But I'm just
life.
saying
Well-
things.
For life?
well, there's a lot
mean-
of murder for hire taking place on Silk Road.
Was there murder for hire? I think it was
There's a
more
lot of
like.
murder for hire.
Let me tell you something.
I mean, there might have been guns that were
No,
sold.
no, no.
for-
My
Well, that
friend,
too, but-
my friend, I have seen
My
Silk
friend.
Road. I saw it in full many times. Let me tell you something right now. There's some shit on there that you will never unsee in your life. Like it's wild, wild internet.
It was the dark.
That
dark
wasn't the
spaces
point of the
internet.
in the first place, right?
Well, it was
kind
mostly
of.
drugs to begin with,
Yeah.
and then it turned into sex
think it was like-
trafficking and
Yeah.
all
Everything.
kinds of other stuff.
It
But
became something that could not be controlled.
what I was most astonished by when like the depth of Silk Road was kind of revealed to the public was how cheap it is to get somebody killed. That's horrifying.
$5,000.
That's it.
Sometimes cheap. Like I've been watching some documentaries on Netflix, like $2,500 for a hit on a person's parents. It's just like, what are we doing?
People are hard up, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So go fucking $2,500. Like you can get real work
Yeah.
where you don't got to get your hands that dirty. You know, that's not a lot of money.
The world is a scary
Understand the worth of your skill and
Right.
time.
Like,
Right.
honestly,
And more importantly, let's raise the bar for killing somebody.
to be honest with you, man, the world is a scary fucking place, and in the streets, it might even be less than that. Like, it's just
Yeah,
like,
for sure. But at least like in that arena that you're kind of discussing, you understand that there's dangers. Like you're in the mix. You know, you're not just some like random person who's having a hit put on them.
Yeah,
It's like
Sure.
if you're like you know, I don't want to say like the healthcare guy because I don't know the whole story of Luigi or anything like that. But like, say you're a high profile individual and there's just people that don't agree with you and like to see you gone.
all you have to do
Yeah.
is go to the internet, pay $5,000.
Yeah, it's like you're
Bitcoin,
telling
and
me
it's
that
over.
there's like, you know, somebody who, Jesus
You don't
Christ.
even have to pay a full quarter of. You don't have to pay like what is it like? Jesus Christ! I can't-
5% of a Bitcoin.
Like that's insanity.
Yeah. Well, back then it was probably like
Bitcoin.
like 200 Bitcoin.
Yeah, less than the cost of a pizza.
Yeah. Incredible.
Another
Wild
story
world.
we touched on yesterday that we can revisit very quickly was the one-of-one Paul Skenes rookie card was found by an 11-year-old who was then, I mean, to be fair,
Lowballed by the Pirates.
yeah, to be fair, the Pirates did create the offer before an 11-year-old found it, but
Right.
I have to say,
Yeah.
the Pirates are very lucky the Silk Road doesn't exist anymore because
They'd be off.
this offer, they belong on it.
So the card is expected to be worth $1.5 million. The irony to me, if you're the Pirates making this offer, is that they package the deal such that their product is worth something to the masses. You know, like they put in like 2 tickets behind home. First of all, like give me the whole fucking row. Nobody's paying for those seats anyway.
Right.
You know, like they're either going unused or they're giving away by like corporations or
Right.
whatever.
I want to know what percentage of the people that live in Pittsburgh saw that deal. Was like, man, if I get that card,
Chico. It was only Chico, and even he thought twice because he's
I think
like,
it was my dad, by the way.
yeah, yeah, and even he thought twice because he's like 30 years of pirate games. I don't think I can hold out that long.
I mean, you know, he could
Pass it
he
on
could.
to pass it on.
He could
Pass it on to the turtle.
I get him.
Yeah, it'd be like 101. Finally catches a winner.
hey son, we
man.
did it.
He might have thought of that. Like 30 years. 30 years, they might turn this fucking thing around.
Yeah.
I could
They
be
might
there for
turn
it.
this thing around.
I mean, it's just, yeah, it I don't know. Like, did the 11-year-old, is he from Pittsburgh?
That part I'm not sure about.
Like, it's probably unlikely, right? Like, because those cars are distributed all across the country, I assume.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just like,
yeah.
All across
so
the world.
like offering, you know, that package, like is worthless to like anybody outside of Pittsburgh.
Even most inside.
I mean, right, but like at least if it's like a Pirates fan, it's like,
just
okay,
so tone deaf. Like you don't understand that people aren't happy with the product you've been putting out. Like,
I know.
re-sign Skenes right now to a 15-year deal, and you can have the fucking card.
Right.
There's the down payment for his contract. As a fan, fine. Take it, give me the tickets, and re-sign this man, and we'll call it a wash.
Right.
But it's like you can't give me seats behind home plate, my own pickup softball game at PNC, and a meet and greet with Skenes, and expect me to just like torch $1.5 million. You know how much money $1.5 million is to an 11-year-old?
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
Or to anyone in
I was gonna
Pittsburgh?
say, or anyone in the world.
Yeah.
Don't let him know about that website.
What website?
Silk Road.
It doesn't exist.
Gone.
I don't get it.
You're the worst.
I don't get the call back.
You stink. You don't listen. I told you only listen to what he wants to listen to. I told you.
I think you were only listening to what you wanted to listen to.
Everybody in this fucking room has selective hearing.
I definitely do. I fully admit it. Like I didn't hear half the things Berkey was said in the last 5 minutes.
Completely fine. This just in, the Dodgers have signed Paul Skenes.
Is that the card you?
No. Oh, yeah.
I was trying to
I told this story yesterday.
Yeah.
It might not have been Donruss. Let me see if I can find it now that we actually have the internet.
The Dodgers have signed Paul Skenes to a 40-year contract where he will start getting paid in the year 3,000.
Deferred payments, bro.
I have a social experiment question.
All right, go.
So we were talking about people getting off for like $2,500, $5,000.
All right.
Tortoise, what's the line? Like, how much money do you need to get to, let's say, this is a horrible person, and this person has to go away, and there's no ramifications. How much money?
It's illegal. I would never kill anybody.
I'm with Tortoise.
But you would never get in trouble.
You'd
never get
I'll
found
do it
out
for free.
This is a horrible human being, but you have to live with the fact that you killed someone.
Wait, hold on.
There's somebody that
Free.
I'm willing to offer $20,000 just to agree to fist fight me. He doesn't have to win.
You sound
to get
like Ethan DeLona versus Dustin DeClosa.
Honestly, that was probably the sharpest thing Ethan's ever done. Like, this guy doesn't even need to beat me to get the 20K. Like, if he just agrees to fight me.
Who is this?
Don't worry
Are we
about
gonna talk about it?
Not today. At some point in time, we'll definitely talk
I know.
about it.
I think I know who it is.
He's a fat fuck.
Okay.
He's a fat piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Put up another gym selfie, you fat fuck.
Uh-oh.
Right.
This one shouldn't
Anyway, what's going on today,
too hard
guys?
to figure
Guys,
out.
what are we doing today?
Bury this motherfucker.
Anybody want to do
Yeah.
like what? Anyway, who are we killing?
I'm just saying, like say for instance, like when people get sent to death, right? Like there's two guards that have to push a button so that they can live with themselves, not knowing like who had to like do
The
the
answer
deed.
is $0.
You would do it for $0?
Yes, I would do it for $0.
No, but you know what I'd do? I'd punch him right in the fucking chin.
Okay.
glass jaw, you know, have to break a jaw or something.
Turtle's base, dude. Ever since the Orange Man won, Turtle's been base.
Turtles on
Landon,
some shit.
could you
He
flip the
really
switch?
is.
So
No.
did you flip the switch on someone for $0?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I could either.
No.
Wait, really?
No.
A horrible human being that's done. All right,
I'm with
so,
them. I'm with
sorry,
them.
I'm sorry.
Like the people,
Knowing that someone has
uh,
died at my hands,
The
like
thing that I think about is what. So I'm thinking the most egregious things that a person that could possibly
yeah,
do
like a horrible
to
human being,
another
sure.
human.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, yes,
yeah, but
I
it's
can
still
hit,
just like
But it's still killing someone. Is what-
right. I would never want that.
Right.
I don't
On
want to
your
play
conscience.
God. I don't want to play judge, jury, and
Exactly,
executioner.
yeah.
Yeah, me neither. But you know, I'd love to help out the world. Like if we can get this piece of shit not to hurt anybody or something along those lines.
What I'm saying is
No,
this
it's like,
person,
could you, like if you could go back in time and kill baby Hitler, right? Like,
Well,
It's not even just that. Like
question.
during executions, they like purposefully don't tell the executioners.
it's
like,
the guards.
which
yeah.
one's, like,
There's
pressing
two
the
guards,
button
they
the
both
right
press
button,
a
right,
button
Like
that way,
if they're pressing the button, they don't know which one actually has the lethal dose, or
Right.
like in a firing squad, they don't know who's shooting blanks versus
Right.
the kill shot.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of
The
sense.
human psyche is not. I
It's
mean,
not
like
built to know that you shot people.
right. It really does demonstrate how sick and twisted the people are.
You're kind of
who
meant to
can,
just
like-
This,
vibe, you know? You just want to
This episode is taking a morbid turn.
It took quite the turn.
This is all on you,
I was trying to
Tortoise.
give Berkey some time to look up his
me.
card.
Hey, ever
I'm
since you
looking.
became based,
I found literally everything but the card that I
Back to
discovered.
baseball.
ever since you became based, we're all also. You were our guiding light.
Sorry, man.
You were our straight line.
I've gone towards the dark side.
Once you've gone, astray, we're all fucked in here. It's over.
baseball
All right,
to
I'll
baseball.
bring the light back.
I'll bring-
I'll bring the brightness
But when it
back to
comes
the
down
world.
to it, if you were able to save, I don't know, 10 good lives in the future, then yes, I would kill that person.
That's different. That's the like trolley problem,
that's
right?
my thought.
Would you like the trolley problem? I mean, there are many versions of it, but it's like if somebody you knew
Right.
was tied to a railroad track, and
5 people you didn't know.
5, 10, 1,000, however many you want it to be, are in a trolley, and you have the choice between letting this person die and saving everyone in the trolley versus flipping the switch and killing everyone in the trolley in order to save your
I can't
friend.
do that part.
Yeah, it's.
I can't do that part. I can't kill innocent people to get rid of one bad.
So the
I
trolley.
can get rid of
In
one
this
bad
instance,
to
it's
save
not. In this
innocent
instance,
people.
it's not even one bad. It's
Yeah.
just
it's
people.
one.
No.
Right. It's demonstrating the bias
it's
we
10
have.
innocent people on the track and one innocent person.
that you know.
That you know.
This
That you
is like
know.
this is your homie, just like on
Right.
the track.
Oh, my
Yeah.
homie on the track gotta go. Sorry, my nigga. 10D1, y'all all listen. My homie, you're dead, buddy.
See, you've learned. This is the growth of utilitarian Conrad.
Well, I mean, it's just true. It's just like these people didn't do anything wrong. They can't die.
Neither did
You're
he.
laying on a fucking track.
No, you guys.
What?
He
Am I doing
It's
it?
so hard. Like
all it's trying to demonstrate is the bias that we have for people that we know versus like faceless
Like,
individuals.
let's say it's somebody you know, like someone that you really like.
He just
Landon,
answered
you're
this.
laying on a track.
Okay, me.
nobody's
me,
on a track.
I'm
Forget
gone.
the
If it's
track.
me. It can't be me. It can't be me.
It doesn't really matter. Like say that someone in this room that you know is starving versus 1,000 people in Africa that are starving, and for $100 you could feed one or the other.
You making me starve. You making me starve.
1,000 people I could feed.
For $100, or you could
Listen, anybody that's close to me would be happy for me to feed the 1,000 people.
But the ultimate,
You're skirting around.
you're just dodging the end result is either the 1,000 die or the one dies.
Right.
Okay.
So you're sacrificing the person that you know and care about in order
The
to
person that I
ensure.
love has to go because there's 1,000 people, and that's a lot greater than one.
Yeah, I mean that's the idea behind like effective altruism, but generally this problem demonstrates the bias that we all have for out of sight, out of mind.
No, I get what you're saying. I understand it.
You know, it's very easy for us to help people within our small circle because there's an allegiance to them. We care for them. We've developed some sort of feelings for them, and the nameless, faceless individuals that are suffering elsewhere in the world don't feel nearly as important because we can't feel it, touch it. It's not tangible.
Yeah, I'm sure if like presented in a different way, I'd flip my
No,
answer.
I'm pretty sure there's no way that you'll flip your answer because we've given you every way possible to not kill one of your friends, and you just seem to always want to just see them go. So
It's not about my friends. You know, I love my friends, but we're talking about
But you're
one
dying.
or 1,000. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. Call me a piece of shit. I don't fucking know.
No,
I'm trying to save
you're-
1,000 people over one.
your answer is utilitarian.
Okay.
I mean, it is. It's very effective. It's just rare
Well,
that people
I
fall
do
into
get
that mindset.
Conrad's stance though. Like he wants to surround himself with people that would understand why they are starving, and Conrad chose the others.
In the sense of basically, you're saying that he wants to have friends that would offer to sacrifice themselves
Correct.
on the benefit. Yeah,
Or like if I was in that place and it was one Conrad versus 1,000 people, Conrad would starve, and he would know he would starve because the 1,000 people are being saved.
Salute, my nigga.
You see what I'm saying? So he's answering the question by saying, "I can answer this because I have better friends than you."
right.
Straight.
Right.
Salute. We out.
Yeah. I mean,
And me.
not to carry it any further, but the problem isn't like that simplistic
No, of
either,
course.
because it's like, well, what if the 1,000 people had very little or low utility
Go moving
as individuals,
forward.
and like the person that you're killing is Elon Musk.
Yeah,
Or someone that can cure cancer.
God
Yeah,
damn
right.
it, man!
Right.
Now we're moving goalposts
Well, yeah,
because
well,
that person can save X amount.
Sure.
Well, now
So now
you're
we're
back.
moving
But what
lot
if they're
of
selfish
goalposts.
and they don't save anybody, but they're also very productive to the world? You know what I mean? Like you can keep rabbit holing down
That's
the
why
problem.
the memes of these problems are so good. Like
Yeah.
it'll be like it's a trolley and it's like you and your friends, like you know some of them but don't know others, and like someone you really likes on this side but someone you really don't likes on that side too.
Yeah, and like
The show goes on.
Well, really, it's kind of to demonstrate that there isn't a single philosophy that's just like utopian. You know, it's like you can't just be a utilitarian because there's problems with that.
Right.
You know,
What
like,
if one of the 1,000 people you save is a really shitty person?
Yeah, like what if one of them's Hitler?
God.
Can you explain utilitarian real quick? Is that just basically saying like
Majority.
a common sense approach, sort of?
It's
Well,
not common.
it's more so that you just believe in the effectiveness of numbers, right? Like saving one person over 1,000 people is just
Just makes
inefficient.
sense. Okay.
It's just very inefficient.
Because
you
now
know?
you say like, what if one of the people in 1,000 is like a really terrible person, but there's also like one really good person that could save everybody else too.
Gotcha.
But the other person on the other side is your homie.
Yeah, there's a lot there. There's a lot. I don't even want to think about this shit.
That's why most people don't.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack
Right.
there.
You gotta look for baseball cards.
I'm so steamed. I'm so steamed. I can't find this card. Like,
Doesn't matter. The time has passed.
I feel like I
Other
dreamt it.
conversations-
I wish you would have found it like 10 minutes ago. But
Oh, I think we took a nice turn.
yeah.
Now everybody knows I'll kill all my friends for the rest of the day.
Right.
Very, very cheaply now that Silk Road's getting a reboot.
Reboot. Could you imagine if he starts it back up?
Why not? It's Trump's America, man. He probably has a fucking
hold on.
pardon for life.
Legit question though. Isn't there sites like this that exist that aren't just the named Silk Road?
I don't know anything
sure
about.
there
are.
I don't know anything about the
after
dark
the
web.
I don't know
Silk-
anything about
Probably.
dark web either, but I can.
That's
It's
what
the
I-
dark web for a reason.
Give me a second.
Well, you know
After
what?
the
Now-
Silk Road went down, the dark web is still there.
No, of course the dark web is.
I thought the dark web was the Silk Road.
No.
It was a portion
Silk Road was
of
like
the Silk Road.
the marketplace.
Yes, on the dark web.
And I'm sure there are other individual marketplaces. It was like
Look,
the Amazon.
Look, I'm not
Exactly.
gonna
It's
no,
still
no
there.
For bad
support,
things.
no support. But what a great name for this site.
Yeah, but I don't think
Silk
a lot
Road?
of people. Like I had to do research to know what it meant.
Same.
No, but like you just trade anything, you know? It's like way back then. Like
Right, but
when
you
the
have
Silk
to be
Road was created.
historically.
Yeah, I'm just
To know
saying.
what the actual Silk Road
Right,
was.
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like that's what makes it like a great name.
Right.
Honestly, he deserves to get out of jail just because he named it the Silk Road.
No, man. Utilitarian Conrad.
I
is
mean,
now-
all the Bitcoiners are rejoicing. Obviously.
Oh my God! I saw some of the prices
Why,
people
though?
were paying for bags of
They
weed.
They
They were
think
like 5, 6, 7 Bitcoin, 30 Bitcoin.
No,
Like
it's
just,
insane.
you have
Because it
no
was so cheap back
idea.
then. Because they think he stands for. He's like a symbol of freedom, and you're like to do what you choose to do, and without regulation, and like a libertarian type of.
Okay, well, that's not the fucking world we live in. Like, he's just a criminal who got let out. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he was.
I don't know enough about it to have a strong opinion.
That now that
I'm fairly sure, because I remember when this was a hot topic when he first went to jail. I'm fairly certain that they caught him in a Starbucks in either San Francisco or Seattle. I think San Francisco. And one of the charges against him was a trumped up murder for hire. Like, I think he was in the process of trying to eliminate or to hush somebody in order to keep himself out of jail.
I don't. I
that's not
never.
good.
I looked up a lot on the Silk Road and him, and I never saw anything along those lines. But I think he was getting charged with other people's plots.
Maybe.
That's what I think. All overall, he was just getting charged with other people's plots. And
What's his name? Albright?
yeah,
ULBRICHT.
yeah.
Ulbricht.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they were just charging him with other people's plots because he was the facilitator, basically. You know, it's really fucking weird, really scary. Dread Pirate, was that his name? Something along those lines. That was his username.
Bro,
Yeah, I think it was like.
don't
Dread,
look at me, man. I was
Pirate
like
Dread.
4.
It wasn't that long ago.
That's a
was-
Princess Bride reference.
I'm still 4.
The Dread Pirate Robinson.
Oh yeah.
That's I mean you've definitely never seen Princess Bride.
No, I've seen.
Prosecutors also alleged that Albright had solicited the murders of people he viewed as threats to his enterprise, though was not convicted over the alleged murder for hire plots, and no evidence was presented that that anyone had actually been killed.
Wow. That's one way to shirk it.
Well,
So we'll never know. Conspiracies will reign supreme.
They always do.
well, in
as-
that case, they should have left his ass in jail.
So I guess since we're on the hodgepodge, I have one last topic, and then we can get to poker stuff. Since I do still have to reveal who my opponent's going to be. I saw an SNL skit that was both funny and also like a little head scratching. So it was part of Weekend Update, and Colin Jost made a joke. It was the segment was just hear me out, and he goes, just hear me out. If there's AI versions of child pornography, and we could just give that then to the pedophiles without them knowing any differently, isn't that? And then he goes, okay, I see the problem.
Jesus Christ.
But it is kind of a thing where it's like there's a conversation to be had with the utility.
Can we go back to talking about killing people?
I think there's a conversation to be had with the utility, like not to bring the whole Charlie Carroll thing into it, where you should have empathy for pedophilia or anything like that. But it's like I think that there's a clear line where either you believe that it's a learned behavior or a born behavior, right? And if it's a learned behavior, then of course all of these things that we're suggesting are, bad ideas because it programs people. But if you believe that it's a born behavior, or if there's evidence that it's a born behavior, then giving them some level of I don't know, outlet, like therapy of some sort that is just AI seems like a potential solution. I don't know, man.
Or could drive it more.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, that's. I think that's why the line is between born and learned, right? Like one is conditioned and one is not. So it's a matter of I don't know, man. What I don't have a solution to this kind of stuff. I didn't put a ton of thought into it, but it does strike me as a weird arena that like AI can solve. Like people with mental disorders, whether it's people who hallucinate or people who have murderous tendencies,
right, yeah.
Whatever their ailment is, if they're in some sort of therapy or treatment, creating a sandbox, like an AI world where they can,
get their fix.
Yeah, like live out these fantasies or whatever the case may be without actually causing physical harm in the real world, seems like a step in the future.
Maybe.
I don't know, man.
I feel like you could be feeding the beast also. Like,
I think that's the counter argument.
Maybe it gets to a point where it's not enough anymore.
Isn't the argument said beast is feeding itself at the moment?
Kind of. I mean, well, look, like you guys, all of your assholes puckered the second I brought this up. Like, this isn't a conversation that a lot of people want to have.
This isn't a conversation anybody's allowed to have.
Right. That's what I mean. It's like when things become taboo, then people aren't really allowed to kind of, go back and forth with
posit the question.
Yeah. With like ideas and solutions. And look, I'm sure there's a subsection of science that is delving into this, but it's also probably a lot of like, well, it's a low probability, it's a small portion of the population, let's just like kind of sweep this one.
Maybe the human brain isn't equipped for this one too,
I would
make an argument that we're not equipped for AI in general.
AI is scary.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Right? We're just equipped to vibe.
We just have our monkey brains, and we're like, we're
just always adapting to whatever reality is presented to us.
We have not evolved yet for the world that we're living in currently.
Right. Like,
and what it's going to be like in 10 years from now is going to be, who knows? I mean, with exponential growth, it's like tenfold.
Yeah, I think like the probability that we all live in an altered reality, that there might not be enough overlap for like you and I to see things the exact same, is in our lifetime probably pretty high.
Yeah.
And like, our brains aren't equipped for that.
Right.
We just absorb whatever reality we're given, and then we try to adapt and adjust. We're not going to be in a situation where it's like, somebody flips a switch, all of a sudden we're in the fucking Matrix, and we're just supposed to recognize that.
Yeah.
Wow. It is interesting, like, now that stuff is happening, how the problems of times past were different, and now it's like we have sustainability and like can exist. But now there's
also like complexity, right? Like when we were in like industrial times, it was just farming and getting the cogs made.
You needed
on the
like people to
line.
Actually go out and farm. Like people didn't want to do that.
Right. People's timelines were very just like straightforward and linear, right? It was a cyclical thing where day after day after day was like pretty redundant, and now it's like the complexity and the ability to just like never live the same day twice is so high, and it's only going to get higher. You know, it's like maybe that's only attainable for a certain percentage of wealth and things of that nature, but it's only going to extrapolate out further to where it just becomes commonplace. I can't remember. I think it was.
People love not living the same day twice.
What is the show Stranger Things? I think it was a Stranger Things episode where somewhere in the future,
Stranger Things or Black Mirror.
Instead of being physical currency, people paid in time. Similar to like the Justin Timberlake movie.
What is that?
Limitless?
No, not Limitless. That's Adderall.
Time's Up or something like that.
Time Thief.
Time Jumper?
That's Adderall.
Limitless is Adderall. It's literally a movie based on Adderall or meth.
Adderall.
One or the other. I haven't figured it out yet.
Did you know that Adderall? Not sorry for a tangent, but that Adderall and meth
are the same exact thing except for one different component.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
And it's basically the governor. So
it's called in time.
Meth is literally like 100x Adderall.
Right. If you take the molecule, you take one thing and go boop boop. It's meth.
Yep.
It's Adderall.
It's literally a governor.
Yeah.
There's a fine
crazy.
line.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
wild.
maybe Steph said it's Black Mirror. It might be Black Mirror.
I said
Yeah, it could have been
Black Mirror's. That's different. Black Mirror's a show like on Netflix.
They're like
they have different episodes.
every episode
There
is
might have been an
different-
episode of Black Mirror like that. Yeah, that's what.
So you're saying Stranger Things is like
Stranger Things is a timeline.
Okay, yeah, then it's Black
Black
Mirror
Mirror
for
is
sure.
like every
Yeah.
episode is something different.
yeah,
Right,
then
yeah.
it's for sure Black Mirror.
Okay.
So they're in the future and they're paying currency by watching ads.
Right.
So the entire episode, like if you want like food, you have to watch like 90 seconds worth of ads, and you get your food for free.
Right.
If you want like their entire like day was just revolved
Feels
around.
like that's where we're headed.
It's not that far off. I mean, we're volunteering it.
I mean, isn't
currently.
this the whole
Right.
Mr. Beast shtick? Like that's how he makes all the money. Is
Yeah,
like,
kind of.
There you go.
Certainly sort of true. They also give a lot of that back. Like that's the whole thing, is that it's like a value exchange, right? Like even though it's cents on the dollar, like, oh, we're gonna give away $1 million to like 10,000 people competing, and it ends up working out that your EV is like 50 cents, for the amount of time that you're committing or whatever.
Time and like chance of winning.
It's all largely an illusion.
Yeah, but people are like the children are like paying for it with the time and attention and giving him views.
Right. Yeah.
And
yeah,
he's making hand over fist.
Of course. Yeah. Absolutely.
Right.
Speaking of making a hand over fist, the namesake Michael Berk had a nice trip to Florida.
I thought you were going to say your hand on someone, your hand in a fist.
No.
Jesus.
He won the event that I couldn't close many years ago, the 5K Turbo. He wins it for $175K,
Nice.
which I want to point out is, as I said, bigger than the Go Studio 5Ks. Just saying.
Yeah, we knew that.
This one I
we
would
knew
play.
that. By the way, did you check out what first place was yesterday?
I did, because one Patrick Leonard won it.
Nope, not that one. The one, I'm sorry, for today.
Then no, I did not.
143,000.
I offered you the bet and you declined.
I didn't know if they were going to show up yet. I thought it might be tomorrow or today.
I don't care why you declined.
Whatever, shut it.
Oh, wow. Today's Thursday. I thought it was Wednesday.
Today is Thursday, all day.
Yep.
Also,
all day, baby.
A quick honorable mention for Fausto.
Oh, my dude.
Last week, Fausto shipped a LAPC event for $63K.
Let's go. Good
A
job,
little
Fausto.
late on that one.
He's been on fire.
Come on, the Fausto.
But for the Go Studio Event 1, Lucky Chewy was able to take that down. He finished, Shulman finishes second to him in this particular event. So Landon got his swap in, of course. Followed by a few other places, and Patrick Leonard, who I think got 5th in that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 5th.
Yeah.
So Pad's got 5th in
Seward
the first
got
event. Seward got 8th in the first event. Timestamp, bro. Just rounding out all the swaps.
All landed swaps.
Yay. If I can't
Pads
win
then turns around and wins the second event.
Let's go.
Final table was him, Weissman, Chino Ream, Ariam, who he beat heads up. The one and only Samuel Laskowitz.
He's getting shadow banned. They didn't put him on the thing for the final table.
They did not, actually. he's so good that they didn't even want to include him.
What place did Sam come in?
He came in 5th, but
It's not that-
he got fucked. pretty
It's
bad.
not that they didn't
fucking
include him.
good.
They just knew that he would be there every time, so adding him is redundant.
That's true.
That
Very
is true.
Very,
that
very
very
true.
well could be true. Yeah, it was a pretty gangster final table. There was some shit that went down.
Sam got scammed.
I saw a less than min click bluff with King of Hearts 3 versus Joey Chong, who had top pair, top kicker.
Is that in the social media streets?
It's on there.
Oh, it's there.
I got a few. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. She tweeted it.
He's gonna say, okay.
I got you, Papa.
Oh, okay. Wait, I have her Twitter up as well.
God, that was spicy.
It was like back at the hand turbo jam.
Do we know if she thought she had a flush?
No. She for sure looked back.
Or was she just fucking on Joey?
She looked back at her hand and then consciously went all in.
Yeah.
She was very aware that they did not have the same shape.
Yeah. So here's going to be the hand that we're looking at. There we go.
Don't try this against Joey Chong for the next 5 years.
I can't believe this worked. This is just like, it's funny. It's the loosest guy at the table who becomes the easiest to bluff when they're at the absolute top of range.
Wow.
For whatever reason.
Ferguson moves all in on the river, and the snap fold from Joseph Chung. Welcome to my company, Natalie Ferguson. What a
Welcome
move.
to my company. Now, I want to point out that he bet 300,000 into 5. She jammed for 530,000 total. What are we doing, team?
Something probably went amiss somewhere.
Something went awry.
Something went awry.
Like, I'm sorry, but I'm just not bluffable in that spot because, like, you got me.
Well,
I'm just paying.
It's kind of just one of those things where you want to bet a size if you're not going to jam yourself. That lets you just call when you have the value, and if you're bluffing, you just fold.
Right.
Can you go back to the graphic to see if he was chip leader?
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it now. He was just edging out Joey Weissman to start the hand.
Oh, cool.
We had like 3.5 million, I think.
It's nicer for him to not go all in because he wants her to be short so he can like exert some pressure.
Kind of. Joey's one to his left.
Well, sure.
Him and Weissman are like a couple big blinds apart.
Yeah.
In chip stacks, and Joey has direct position on him. Also, Pads is right behind them with 2.8 million at this point, who's to Weissman's direct left. So, yeah, I understand what you're kind of saying. It's more that Laskowitz only has 5 big blinds, maybe, or 6 big blinds.
Mm-hmm. Is it 30-60?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of blur. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I would probably find a way to be all in with the ace queen so I wouldn't have to deal with this. But now that we're here, she was just like the snap fold is just the same thing as the tank fold. The tank fold is just a funeral because you either think that she's bluffing or she's not.
Well, it's the fold that I'm not questioning the speed.
No, I get
that. He
that.
made his mind up. That's fine. He had confidence in what he was doing.
Yeah.
I respect that. It's more so the decision to do it, I guess. Like, we don't have the whole hand, so it obviously lacks context. They got to the river. There was 560,000 in the middle before Joey bet, which is just shy of 10 blinds. So like 9.5 blinds, meaning that they probably put in 3.5 each, 4 each, I guess.
It looks like it was blind versus blind.
Yeah, it's blind versus blind.
So like raise pre-call, C-bet, call, check, and then that.
Yeah. Probably.
Something along those lines. Yeah. Presuming. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe like 2.5 blinds pre, call, 1 big blind on the flop, call. That gets you to 8. So maybe 1.5 big blinds on the flop, call. Turn, check, river, 300K, jam for 530.
Yeah. There we are.
There you have it.
He thought she had a flush and she did not. Respect. It's hard to do that. It's hard to bluff that spot. And I'm sure that's what he's thinking. Like, you're giving such, it's like mixed games, right? Like, you're giving such an absurd price, you're expecting to get called.
Right.
Yeah, and it's also like a queen is like not ever doing that.
Also,
there are no top pairs that really do this.
I believe her name's Natalie. There's no tape on her either, so it's like,
no.
Assuming that there are really no bluffs in that range for somebody who's a relative unknown to the studio,
right.
It's pretty reasonable. I'm backing into like,
well, yeah, I mean,
forgiving
like,
the fold, I guess.
There's like a comment, it's like, well, if you're node locked, never having a bluff, then it's an easy fold. It's like, yeah, that's how bluffing and value works. Yes,
right.
That's right.
Yeah, but
you got it.
I just personally, I couldn't sleep at night.
You probably
I would funeral call.
I mean, to be honest, he probably didn't expect this no to the game tree to happen. You know, like when he bet all of that, and when she's like, okay, if she goes all in, she's not bluffing. She has a flush, and if she calls, I win every time. Here we are. She went all in, I lose, so I fold.
And I can almost guarantee he didn't sleep at night. Joey got no sleep last night.
The Ren Lin, welcome to my company, is making the rounds.
Ren is the fucking best. He is literally the
most entertaining player.
Number one. And they're honestly, when you want to go down the list, it's 1 Ren Lin, 2 Ren Lin, 3 Ren Lin, 4 Ren Lin, 5 Ren Lin. And guess what? It goes all the way down to 100.
There might be a Tony
He is
Lin.
the fucking best. He really is. Honestly, there's nobody in poker that's more entertaining than him. Him getting fucking snubbed.
When are you
here
going to get him on the
pisses me
pod?
off. Wow. There's actually a couple people I want to get on this pod.
That should be number one, according to what you just said.
Nope. Will Fiala is number 1.
All right.
Will the Thrill.
Will the Thrill.
Will the Thrill would have some stories for
Right.
sure.
Will,
Can we get Will the Thrill and then Cuz back in the same room?
Oh my god.
That would be.
That would be a
I
mess.
think we need Will and Dentali.
Oh my God.
But
Get
definitely.
all my paisans with me.
Yeah,
Can bring them all in.
Dentali got mad at me for calling the clock on him.
Wait, who got mad at you?
Dentali.
Dentali's forever
I
mad.
don't think Dentali likes Matt very much.
No,
either.
he hates me for sure. He fucking hates me.
He like bet a turn and got jammed on, and it was actually a very like similar spot. He either had like a turbo fold or a turbo call, and then did the whole 2-minute shtick of like, you know, I got kings, right?
Always folding.
And then I'm
Always
just like,
folding.
clock, because it's a shootout, and like the blinds go up, and like it goes pretty fast. And he's like, it hasn't been 2 minutes. I'm like, brother, like I don't call clock on anybody, right? I'm calling clock on you. Like,
Right.
we know this is a shtick. Like,
Yeah.
wrap it up.
Sure thing. Yeah. Like, let's go.
We
Move it
will-
on.
So
we
when
will
did-
get
so he ended
Fiala
up
on here.
folding. I take it.
He did fold, yes.
Yeah.
Well, we will 100% get Fiala on here one day because he's already told me that he will do it. And he is.
He will do it.
is.
He's gonna do it when he needs to promote his next weight loss bet.
Oh, he's had one of those?
Bro, he gets action down on weight loss bets like year after year after year.
Really?
He'll just like balloon himself up to 350 just to book a weight loss bet. He's like in the street, and then you'll just like see him running around the Brigada in a fucking garbage bag. Oh, yo, I gotta lose 100 pounds before November.
He's
I got this bet.
He's the fucking best, man.
It's incredible how long he's been around.
Forever.
Forever.
Literally
forever.
Yeah.
Cost me like $750K.
Jesus.
King of Clubs one-time dealer.
That was
Right in the
LHPO.
fucking door. No, it was Legends. We were 1 and 2 in chips.
I mean, he
with,
is a legend.
19 left.
It's true.
Oh, I digress. Today's final table is set. We got Timestamp Bro there
Let's
making
go.
another deep run. Justin
go.
Saliba. Why do I always mispronounce his last name? Blake Vogdes. Is that correct?
That's a tough one.
Too many.
I don't know.
Maybe Vodes.
Maybe.
Vods.
I would have went with.
Vogdes.
I would have went with Vodes.
Okay, Vodes it
Vogs.
is. Neil Warren is at the final table.
Neil Warren, final table of the main.
Eric Seidel and Michael Vayner. What main? The main event of poker?
Yeah.
Like the World Series main event?
Yeah. No, that's a different Neil. Sorry.
Ooh,
Different Neil, maybe.
I'm not sure. He doesn't look familiar to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
But possibly.
Matt and his infinite wisdom of the main event.
I've been a fan. I've watched closely.
Is there a Neil that has ever made a final table?
Maybe.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. But
Not that one.
not
right?
different.
Okay,
That
okay.
guy has a
Okay.
beard and is from San Francisco, and he's a cool dude.
Yeah, he is very cool.
I know him.
Okay.
He's great.
I know that
I
Neil.
know that guy.
That is not the same as Neil Warren.
Okay.
Different Neil.
Just same name.
All right.
Just
My
same
bad.
name.
My bad. My
Man,
bad.
that is.
Oh.
It's crazy. I
You know,
didn't
Michael
remember that.
Berk also chopped the 10K there.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Speaking
I
of
got
Florida
you.
events, I got to give a shout out to my homie Kyle
Kyle.
De Luca. Came in third for in the main for I think 275. Congrats, homie.
Congrats.
Straight cooking.
Sounds like he
Yay.
didn't win though.
You know, it doesn't matter.
This would have been a
Sometimes
good
it
time for
doesn't
who's
matter.
cooking. We've just like lost the bit, huh?
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
cooking?
Yeah.
Someone's cooking up something.
I'll tell you who's gonna be fucking cooking up something. It's me.
What do you got?
I got a heads up match coming next week.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
Zuckerberg?
No,
Zuckerberg.
not Mark Zuckerberg. You idiot.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Sadly, it's not.
Clark Zuckerberg.
Right. Sadly,
Mike Zuckerberg.
sadly, it's not Mike Stallsworth. Whatever the fuck he called him. I will be playing the backer, the one and only sports cards himself, Jared Bleznick.
Okay.
Ooh, spicy.
Live in the studio, 200, 400. We're going to be playing half-half. I don't know how to play PLO. I don't know how I got roped into this. It's one of those things where I've played Blez Heads Up and No Limit a bunch, and I enjoy playing against him. He's a lot of action, and I've done very well.
All online, right?
All online.
This was like WSOP COVID times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we played a fair amount live where we just turn a 9-handed game into a heads-up match, which is always quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I think I'll enjoy the No Limit portion. I bent and agreed to play PLO because he didn't really want to play otherwise, and I'm kind of regretting it. I don't know how to play PLO. I really don't, and he's very good. But that also just kind of gives me it like alleviates the pressure, you know? There's no expectation to win.
You just don't,
I'm playing him in his game. I don't even know the rules.
Just make sure you don't lose and hold him.
Yeah. If I could just hold my own somehow in PLO, run, you know, somewhat okay, then I'm just going to bury his ass and hold him. And he knows it too.
Do we know the structure of what's going on yet?
200, 400, 100K minimum buy-in, straight cash homie.
Okay.
First half of the day will be PLO on day one, I think, or maybe hold him and then vice versa the next day. But basically, we're just going to try to keep it a reasonably close number of hands. So if there's a big discrepancy between the number of PLO hands day one and the number of hold'em hands day two, we'll just correct course the following day. But yeah, half the day PLO, half the day hold'em. Stacks can reset if you choose when we switch games.
So it's on you, or is it you guys come to an agreement?
No, it's just up to you.
Okay.
So I think it's going to, with breaks, it'll be 3 hours of one game. And then if you want to reset your stack to 100K, we'll switch to the second game, play 3 hours, call it a day. And then we're going to do it again the next day. No real bad blood with Jared and I. It's not like one of these airball situations where we're just shit-talking each other.
You mean you're not going to kiss him to go all over the internet?
I don't understand.
You never saw the AI of you
kissing?
kissing?
I saw the fucking AI.
It's so good.
It's all the goddamn AI. Not that funny.
Come on, man. It's fucking hilarious.
It's not that funny because he's in it.
I'm a way better kisser than that.
Now, Kith.
Okay?
Kith.
Like, come on. AI
so
did me
good.
dirty.
It really did.
AI did me so dirty.
That's so scary that you can do shit like that.
Yeah, of course.
It's fucking stupid,
Of course.
man.
It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, what are we doing out here? I was like hesitant to take on this match at first because I'm not good at heads up, and I definitely am not good at PLO. And on top of that, it's televised. Well, it's delay televised. I think it'll come out like a week or two later.
Okay.
But I really like Jared, and I enjoy playing with him, and he gives me a ton of action. So it kind of felt right to, you know, just give a little back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a small sample that I don't think anybody can get like hurt too badly.
You've done well in small sample sizes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hopefully it's not a regression to the mean.
And worst case, I'll have a little bit of tape that I can then watch and see what a good heads-up PLO player does so that I can go mop fucking Oaken.
Everything always comes full
back
circle
to mopping Oaken.
Yeah. I'm just paying the cost to be able to mop up on some Oaken action down the line.
Yep.
I'm just happy. I just happen to have to do it at double the stakes of what we usually play. But maybe I can talk him into a little 2-4-2.
Man, Oaken deserves that seat right there. The one that I'm looking at that's empty. Just every day, he should just come here, defend his honor. Because he gets brought up every day.
He doesn't want the smoke. I'm very quippy, and he's very old man boomer. Him and Lamano would get along great.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Your heads up game turns into a third chair with Oaken.
I was introducing Barber to one of our friends back home, who's kind of like in the fitness nutrition space. And
Skimpy.
No.
Scrampy.
So
Gumby.
So Barber's like, he's like, yeah, I'm like considering opening a business in this space. It'd be good to like get to know other people. I go, oh, let me introduce you to my friend Mandy. And he's like, do you want to do Telegram or WhatsApp? And I go, brother, this is Pittsburgh. They do group chats.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're so far beyond technology here.
Right. She does CrossFit, right? And she's also a chiropractor.
Yeah, and she does a bunch of other stuff.
They do letters by pigeon.
Yeah, so I text her. I go, do you have WhatsApp? She goes, what's that?
Did she seriously say, what's that?
Never mind. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'll set up a group chat instead.
Pigeon.
And it just dawned on me like how bad of an idea it is to for him to open like a progressive type of business, like almost like
a progressive Squid Game.
No.
You should have
such
seen,
an idiot.
You should have seen
so
this is like you should have seen the pushback Berkey got for saying like we should move our fantasy football group out of like random just like a message, to like WhatsApp, and they're like, why? It does the exact same thing.
They're such boomers.
I'm like, no, it doesn't.
It's like, no, I can't mute this fucking group chat. I can't leave this goddamn group chat. You can't easily add somebody, so then just another chain gets formed.
And you can't just have it on your computer.
Right.
You can't post stickers.
The stickers is a big part of it.
Great, yeah.
But like a tech forward type of company, I'm like trying to explain to them like this isn't it, man. They don't have fucking WhatsApp or Telegram yet.
More importantly,
they're still using text messaging.
The day we burn this all down, can we share our stickers?
Yeah. Sure. You guys can look forward to that. The final episode will just be a Only Friends group chat sticker.
That's gonna go bad.
Free for all. Oops, I pooped my pants.
I shit myself.
Did you or did you not poopy yourself?
You pray no good.
We have some wholesome ones like Foxen just saying time for the gym.
we got some fucking bangers.
We got Jesse's visor in there too, don't we?
Yeah,
that
one's
should be
a banger.
photo of the century.
That one's a banger. I think we've even shared that one at some point.
All the ones of Mama Joe.
Mama Joe's out there killing.
I have
it.
a good one of you in full makeup.
Yeah, you know
that one can get released too. Yeah,
I think it has been. It doesn't embarrass me at all, and it's
I wasn't saying it because it would.
No, I know, but I was about to say because of that factor, it doesn't like play very well as a sticker. Like what's the timing? What's the comedic timing of throwing me up in drag?
What do you mean?
Like when would you insert that sticker?
Like you win a bunch of money, we say "Slay Queen,"
but nobody says that.
That's good. That's a good one.
Like nobody says that.
That would be strong.
Yeah, but like maybe we might.
We would all laugh very hard if you did that.
I agree. But like it hasn't been done.
Yeah, but now it will be done.
The sticker's been just sitting there idle for
it will
months.
actually be done more than it needs to be done now that you said this.
And that's fine. Honestly, I'm behind that. I support that idea.
Yeah.
What I don't support is like whatever just randomly get popped up because somebody's clicking through their sticker archive.
I like when it's random.
Just like, what the fuck is going on here? Why do I have a towel on my head? What are we doing?
Like once a week, somebody will just go like have like a full conversation with themselves, just putting sticker.
That's the Joanne like daily mantra. It's like these knits keep making sets in 3-bet pots. MFs. Time to bring my pail to work. Ready to die.
So with WhatsApp specifically, it like only saves your most recent stickers and it starts to replace a lot of the old ones. And mine are very quickly turning into only stickers of Pip and Bolt.
Oh, they're so cute.
It's unbearable. I mean, I can't live like this.
I was actually having a conversation with Brian yesterday that I was surprised at how quickly they bonded, I guess.
They're in love.
Yeah, it's awesome.
They're just absolutely in love. They lick each other's faces. I've never seen two dogs interact this way.
Is love real?
I think I'm back full circle.
I thought it was just
Guapo got it
connectivity.
wrong. Guapo got it wrong. Well, I mean...
Oh, man, let's not do the love conversation today, too. This show.
We don't have time. We
went from pedophilia to love to fucking killing people.
Yeah, we don't have time. I only have a couple minutes before I get out of here. But looking forward to this high-stakes match against the backer, the one and only, the Blez. It's going to be a lot of voodoo. Nobody's going to play well. We're just going to be trying to soul-suck each other and read into each other's eyes and
good thing
know what
is
the hell's
he'll be able
going
to tell you what card that was too.
Wow.
What do you mean?
The card that you gave away. Isn't Bleznick the card guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I need to give better detail. In my head, I can literally see the entire thing. If I saw a picture of it, I'd immediately
Ask him about
say,
the Skenes card and what he would do.
I can assure you he would not take home plate seats behind the fucking Pirates dugout or whatever the fuck it is. That kid, man, he's going to get robbed silly. That card might not even exist anymore. I would have shaken that kid down day fucking one. Hey, yo, I heard you got that Skenes rookie
Do you think his
card.
mom took it?
For sure. For sure. Absolutely. That was the story I told yesterday. I plucked this like 1 of 40 Nolan Ryan card out of a Donruss pack, and it looked nice. I obviously knew it was limited edition, but I was 12 and I was obsessed with Barry Bonds. I wasn't even 12.
Isn't Barry
I was 8.
Bonds.
And I was like obsessed with Barry Bonds, and my friend had a Bonds rookie card or second year card that I didn't have, and I had like every Bonds card. So he's like, "Oh, I'll trade you these 2 Bonds cards."
You did have like literally pages and pages.
I still
of
have
Bonds
them.
cards.
I still have. I have a little. I got it
Bonds
at Pirates Fan Fest
Oh, nice.
in like '89. It's this little tiny
Did they
white.
spell Bonds' name wrong?
Well, it's not that. It's a little booklet for baseball cards. It holds 4 in each sleeve, and it just has the giant Pirates logo, like the I don't want to call him a Buccaneer, but like the actual pirate himself on the cover. And that thing is beat the shit, but those cards, they've been holding sturdy.
Let's go.
But yeah, so I swapped this
Diamond
card.
hands in them or what?
Yeah, I'm never getting rid of them. I swapped this card with this kid, and my mom was like, "What happened to that card?" And I was like, "Well, I swapped it with Brian Kashubsky for these for these Barry Bonds cards." She's like, "I looked it up. It's worth a lot of money." I'm like, "All right." So she called his mom, made him give it back, and then she took me to a card show and fucking sold the goddamn thing off for $150.
God damn it.
Efro said, didn't he already co-sign, I guess, to Golden? Talking about the card, I'm assuming.
Consign means give it away, like on.
Basically for them to sell, right?
Yes.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't follow up on the story, but that would make sense. Berto used to be a part of Golden.
What was it?
What is that? A
R.I.P.
card?
to the legend.
What is that?
It's like one of the
Salute.
biggest sports memorabilia auctions. It's an auction house.
If you were a buyer of said card, how much would you buy it for? Not to trade it to the Pirates, of course.
I mean, I don't give a fuck about the card, so it's tough for me to say.
But
But allegedly, it's worth like 1.5.
Yeah,
Would you care about the
You'd
card?
buy it for less than you think you can sell for later.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you care about the card if Skenes stayed on the Pirates?
No, not at
You've
all.
grown up. 8-year-old you wouldn't say this.
Oh, 8-year-old me would be digging through fucking opening packs trying to fucking play. The card game has changed, bro. Okay,
That's
it's
Blez's
a
deal.
fucking business now. Blez's
Right.
out here doing breaks on YouTube.
Right.
When I was a kid, I was selling food stamps for fucking change. I would take my $1 food stamp and buy a 25-cent pack of gum and get 75 cents back, and then go to the card shop and buy a pack of goddamn Donruss.
Amen.
You had a
Wait
nice
a
little
minute.
racket going.
Wait a minute.
Think
Yeah, I
about,
had a real racket.
Think about the prices. Now these boxes that these people are cracking are like $5, $10, $15, $20,000.
How
Yeah.
does this work with like the card breaks and stuff?
You can buy a manufacturer's box, so like basically the same thing
That
that
they
a
send to the
retailer
store. Yeah.
would get.
So
And it
you
has
could-
like X amount of packs of cards.
But
in
they
it.
don't ship it to you anymore. They just break the box on camera.
What?
Well, that's what guys like Blez do, or like individual people who are maybe influencers in the space, or have built a following this way. They'll do breaks on video. But basically, anybody who gets a hold of a manufacturer's set. But when I was a kid, you could buy the entire.
long, skinny
distribution
box, yeah.
of the cards, minus like the limited edition
Was it
ones.
Tops?
Any of them. So when I was a kid, it was Topps. Baseball specifically was Topps, Donruss, Flair,
Upper Deck.
Upper Deck, and then this was more for football, but I think they also had baseball cards as well. It started
Bowman.
with Bowman. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. I was gonna say it started with a B. I couldn't remember what it was.
I didn't really like their cards.
No, they were shit.
I thought
Yeah.
Upper Deck had like the cleanest.
Everyone loved Upper Deck. That was like the best.
Funny, I didn't.
You're always a goddamn contrarian.
Nothing.
On everything. Literally everything.
Upper Deck was like one of my least favorites because it was glossy.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
nice.
it was so
I hated
cool.
it.
It had the
It was
like the
nice.
reflect or
The reflector logo.
yeah.
Efro
And then
said,
the Silver Slugger.
Yeah.
Efro said everything is shipped to you. You buy a team so that you are paying a fraction of the box price. So you can buy an entire case of the Pirates to chase the Skenes card for cheaper than one box of the
Oh,
card.
that makes sense.
Smart. Yeah.
Yeah, so back in the day, you used to just be able to, if you didn't want to do breaks and collect them that way, you could just buy the whole set. So you could buy like a Bowman set
Right.
for a few $100, and you just have like 1 through 200 or whatever it was, however many players there were. But you didn't get any of the, or maybe they didn't do any limited edition stuff, whatever. Basically, the only things that you would fish for were the limited edition ones. And I think even, Donruss was my favorite because they had the Diamond King special edition. So like you could fish through and they would have like 52 Diamond Kings or something like that. Maybe it was fewer, maybe it was more. So I think Upper Deck did Silver Slugger awards. Donruss was the Diamond King. And I had collected like all of those throughout the years. I literally have all of these. It's so sick.
Amazing. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. The
Why is
Griffey one?
One of them is $2. Another
I had
one
that
is
Griffey one.
I have multiple of that Griffey one.
Yeah.
They're just not worth very much. But I always thought that was like the coolest like special edition. And then Topps did a couple.
I should go back home and look at what I got. Maybe I got like.
I many years ago, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, I went home and I had a giant shoebox full of cards, and I pulled them out of my grandma's attic. She was still alive at this time. I pulled them out of my grandma's attic, and I was like, don't get rid of these. I want to save these. Well, since she passed and my uncle moved in, and I'm pretty sure they got preserved, but there's a strong likelihood they got burnt.
Yeah.
Just torched.
It's funny because when we were kids, they were like, hold on to these and make sure they're like in mint condition because they'll be worth something someday. Right. And then when we were like in our 20s, when like it all fizzled out, we're like,
forgot
wow, that was, what the hell? So much for that. And now here we are in our 40s.
The irony is,
this is still the most iconic card.
I have that card.
Do you?
I have like
I might have
most of his rookie cards.
I love how
I
love
Griffey. Yeah,
so.
because if you have a really nice mint one, it might be worth a lot of money.
The majority.
Define a lot.
Well, look at this one on eBay for $250,000.
I can assure you,
$250,000.
Yeah, but that's a scam. That's not real. Like if someone buys that, it's like putting a fake thing for the win. Like won a tournament the same way they got one insurance.
Yeah,
claim.
or it's like somehow one of one or something like that. I can assure you, I have no mint cards.
He ate them.
I tried to be responsible as responsible as I could, and there was definitely a tier system where like the basic cards were the ones that went in the shoebox. So if that got burnt, I'm not that concerned. I then had a giant folder that had like hundreds of sleeves that I would keep what I thought were more valuable.
Right.
But
then you had the plastic, like the real nice plastic case you'd get for like your best card.
I had that for my Bonds cards, and like the best ones that were in the thick plastic or whatever, nowhere to be found. So I have the booklet, but it doesn't have any of the special ones. I don't think I have any of his rookie cards. Maybe I have one. I might have one when he was wearing number 7 with the yellow helmet. It's like a brown border. I think it's Topps, but I can't really remember off the top of my head. I just know what it looks like in my head. Anyway, doesn't really matter. We've gone on too long, and I have to get out of here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this hodgepodge.
We were freestyling today.
Yeah.
I like this.
This is a good one.
We love when we freestyle.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun in the freestyle streets.
Absolute banger of an episode. We're going to try to get Barber on tomorrow if we can get the time slot to align. Otherwise, we'll hear from him next week. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Leave us a little bit of love. Let us know what your favorite card was growing up, or if you think AI is going to ruin the world forever, or how you would handle the trolley problem. We're all waiting with bated breath for these answers.
Also, stop being friends with Conrad.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm trying to do good for humanity here.
That's going to do it for us today. We'll see you guys again. I think we're going to be at either 11 or 12 tomorrow, but stay tuned to our socials. We'll be sure to alert you there.
Peace.
Later, squad.